Okay. All right. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the eCom Sellers Daily eCom Planning Session. So my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get organized, get focused, get consistent in their business. And if that's you, you'll be given the opportunity to schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. So today's topic for the Daily eCom Planning Session is how to beat procrastination. We are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the eCommerce Planning Facebook group. So if you want to go and download the daily, the weekly, or the monthly eCom planning checklist, you can go over to the eCommerce Planning Facebook group. You can download the daily, the weekly, and the monthly planning checklist from there when you click on the files section, and you can download the PDF. So with that, our topic today is how to beat procrastination. Now, the list that we're going to cover today is not all of the different ways in which you can work to beat procrastination, but it's a start. So we're going to go through this list and hopefully something will resonate with you. Something will help you on your journey if you are procrastinating either in your e-commerce business or you're procrastinating in your personal life on something. Hopefully this will help you to actually feel like you're making progress and gaining some momentum. So the first one is to plan ahead. From a planning standpoint, of course, this is the daily eCom planning session. So we talk about planning all the time. But planning is one of the keys to hopefully regaining the time that you feel like maybe that you're wasting and investing that time in something that is far more productive because life is terribly, terribly short. So if you do take a little bit of time to do a little bit of planning, maybe, just maybe, you'll have fewer moments in the day or fewer hours or minutes in the day where you feel like you're getting sucked into procrastinating. Doing that activity, which is what we're going to be covering in the daily ecom planning session in here in a little bit, will help you on this journey to regain where you're wasting time. The next one is to create a checklist for momentum. Something about creating a checklist and marking things off the list that you actually got done makes it feel like you actually got something done today or whatever day. Having that checklist, even if it's 5 things in one day or 3 things in one day or 10 things in one day, building a checklist and then actually marking things off the list will help. It gives you a sense of satisfaction. And when you gain that sense of satisfaction, then you procrastinate or you want to procrastinate less. It increases your awareness of where you're wasting or blowing time. So create a checklist, even if it's a small one to start with, 5 things every single day, and go through that checklist, then increase it maybe from 5 to 7 in 2 weeks or from 7 to 10 in 2 weeks so that you can start to gain momentum and get some things done that you feel like you haven't been able to get done. Marking a checklist off, there's a great sense of satisfaction. Number 3 is to use a habit tracker to build the habits that are maybe the things that need to be replacing the procrastination. If there are things that, maybe you've wanted to exercise more, or drink more water, or list more frequently in your e-commerce business, or source better, or spend a little bit of time every single week learning something new so that you can get better at it. And you feel like you get sucked into the rabbit hole of just not getting any of those things done. So build a habit tracker so you can track whether or not you are completing those things or doing those things on a daily basis. A simple one might be to start off with, like I said, tracking the amount of water that you drink in a day. If you feel like hydration is your challenge, because when you're not hydrated, you can't think as clearly, you're not as focused, you don't have as much energy. So hydration is an important one. And especially for those of us who work home, been at home and sitting at the desk all day, you just really don't maybe drink as much water as you'd like to. They have these great water bottles, of course, that they sell on Amazon and other platforms that can help you to monitor your water intake as well. So tracking what your progress is every single day is an easy way to do that. Another one, again, is creating listings. If you feel like you're not getting the traction that you really need when it comes to creating listings every single day, then you can start off with a small habit of maybe creating 2 listings a day or 4 listings a day, and then tracking whether or not you actually did those. And if you're going to work Monday through Friday, then say Monday through Friday, 2 listings every single day. Are you going to become a millionaire doing 2 listings a day? No. But if you need to build the habit first so that you can scale it, then build the habit and track it. The next one is number 4 is to start by tackling 10 minutes at a time. Sometimes we just don't want to start stuff because it's just overwhelming, like doing taxes. Sitting down to do your taxes can feel overwhelming. So tackle it 10 minutes at a time. It may not feel like you're going to make any progress, and the amount of time it takes you to actually ramp up when you finally get to that place where you can take advantage of the 10 minutes is a lot, because, sometimes you got to get back up to speed on things. But some progress is better than zero progress. So however you need to start it, start it. If you got to take the baby steps and just do 10 minutes at a time, do 10 minutes at a time. And then there will be times where you're like, you know what? I did my 10 minutes. I think I can hang in here for another 10 minutes. Well, then go for it. Before you know it, whatever it is that you need to tackle will get done. And the things that you've been putting off, you'll actually make some progress on them. Number 5 is to dedicate some time to whatever it is you're procrastinating about. Creating a time block. For some people, they don't like time blocks because of the time constraint. And that's fine. If you say, I'm going to do, create listings for 1 hour, and you say you're going to do it every day from 5 to 6. Sometimes people don't like that time constraint and they prefer checklists. But for other people, dedicating that time and making sure that that is reserved, committed time, so that you intentionally don't schedule doctor's appointments or dentist appointments, or you don't do other things during that time. You don't answer the phone. You're not on your social media. You're turning it off. And then using that committed, dedicated time to do the thing that you said that you were going to do. Regardless of how long it takes, at least having a dedicated amount of time to focus on that thing is going to help you to gain some traction, make progress, and hopefully help you beat that procrastination. Number 6 is to take 5-minute breaks between tasks, especially if you got a list of things. So if you're doing that checklist or you've got the time blocks going and it just feels like I'm not making any progress and I'm not getting anywhere, sometimes getting up and walking away from stuff is the best way to actually make progress. Walking away for 5 minutes, go do some jumping jacks in the hall, turn on your favorite song that you like, really can dance like no one else is watching. It actually help boost your spirits, boost your energy, help you with focus, get some more oxygen to the brain. All of those things are good things. So taking that 5-minute break to go do something physical, or just to go downstairs and get another cup of water, or microwave something for lunch or whatever, do that. Take a break in between. If you can do a break, if you're not doing a break every hour, like work 55 minutes and take a 5-minute break, then at least do one every 2 hours. Don't go more than 2 hours without a 5-minute break or a 10-minute break. For me, I have a 4-hour block. And in that 4-hour block, I do take at least 2 5-minute breaks, but then I do a 30-minute break before I start the next thing. It helps me to be able to kind of break it up so I don't feel like I'm sitting all day. And I get up, I get moving, maybe go for a walk around the block, come back, fix some food, use the restroom, and now I'm ready to start again. So break it up by taking a 5-minute break. Next is to do the hard or complicated tasks first. I would tell you my business partner who does this. She always feels defeated though, which is so ironic. And I'm like, look, you got the hard stuff done first. So first thing in the morning, she does the hard stuff, whatever the hard stuff is. If it's phone calls regarding a specific issue or a list of emails that she's got to get done that's more involved and more complex, she does those things first. She tackles them first. And then she leaves the rest of her day to do the easy stuff. At that point, she's building momentum. And she gets the hard thing done first, whatever the hard thing is, or the couple of hard things. Then as she goes through the day and she's able to knock out those easy things, whether the easy things take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever they take, she feels like she's accomplished something. But while she's in it, she does not feel like that because the hard or complicated stuff sometimes takes a lot of brain energy and a lot of time. I would tell you, first thing in the morning, you are fresh enough. Hopefully you got a good night's sleep that you can handle the brain energy that's required to do the complicated or hard stuff. at the end of the day, when you have been exhausted and beat, you're not always able to do that. And so, again, just taking the opportunity to, like I said, do the hard stuff. Do the hard stuff first. Okay. Do the complicated stuff first. The next is to track your progress. We talked about tracking before, using a habit tracker. Even if you don't use a habit tracker, just tracking your progress on that thing that you've been procrastinating. You know, whether it could be any number of things. Doing the product research for Q4. Like, okay, got to go out there and do some product research. That's going to require you to maybe go do analysis on what you did last year. What were your numbers? What were your top sellers? How much did you sell? Blah, 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 blah. So if you don't have that stuff readily available, you got to go and do some digging, and you got to go do some research, and you got to do some work. So again, doing that may help you on your journey. So I hope that this is helpful. I'm hoping that I'm still, yep, I am. My screen just kind of blinked for a second. I don't know what that was about, but whatever. I hope this is helpful. I hope you use it on your journey as you're trying to kind of sift through and make some progress on whatever it is that you've been procrastinating on. You know, sometimes the stuff we procrastinate on is small stuff, and sometimes it's big stuff, but you can use one of these tips to help you to take a bite-sized chunk out of that thing, that activity that you've been procrastinating about, and hopefully make some progress. If you do make some progress, definitely let us know. If you haven't already done so, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have our YouTube channel, eCom Sellers Academy, and also eCom Minute, where you can get these tips all the time. But in any case, share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the daily ecom planning session. And hopefully you'll tune in for another episode where we'll continue to talk about ways to make progress, build momentum, be productive, stay consistent in your e-commerce business and in life. So with that, moving on to the next one. I invite you to turn up the dial in your business and get laser focused by grabbing the My eCom Planner. The 2023 planner is available to you. It's still useful, and you can get it right now at a deep, deep, deep discount. So you can get the PDF version of the My eCom Planner by going to myecomplanner.com. You can purchase the PDF version and use it to help you to get organized for the rest of the year, especially if you need to still put together your game plan for Q4. So you can go to myecomplanner.com right now to grab the 2023 e-commerce planner. And if you need to schedule a free coaching session, you can go to ecomsellers.com, click on free resources, and schedule your free 20-minute coaching session there. Go to ecomsellers.com, go to free resources, and click on that so you can schedule your free 20-minute coaching session. And if you need some support on your e-commerce journey, I invite you to join eCom Sellers Academy. It's terribly affordable. It's $17.99 a month. You get 10 free arbitrage leads every single week, free training. In addition to that, you also gain access to our library of over 200 training videos. So definitely go over to ecomsellersacademy.com so you can get the support that you need. Now, I've got to go pull up the daily ecom planning session because the window closed, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to pull it up anyway so that we can get to the daily ecom planning session and go through the checklist real quick. So with that, I don't know what's happening here. Sign in. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Something weird is going on. All right, so let me go here. I'm going to pull it up real quick. It's our checklist. Got the monthly coming up for some reason. Yeah, this is really weird. Nothing like technology causing things to happen. So in any case, really, really weird that my screen blinked like that. But anyway, we're going to move on. So the daily ecom planning checklist, if you didn't go download it before, I invite you to go download it right now. Again, it's in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So you can definitely go download it right now. And that way you can follow along. In addition to that, if you want to continue the conversation, you can join the conversation over in the eCom Sellers house. And we can talk about your business. We can talk about today's topic. We can talk about Q4. We can talk about Prime Day. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about arbitrage and drop shipping and private label, or we can talk about print on demand. We can talk about AI. Whatever you want to talk about, you can join us over in eCom Sellers house so we can continue the conversation. So with that, we're now going to jump into the daily ecom planning checklist. So the daily ecom planning checklist is the thing that I encourage you to do so you can regain control of your time and maybe procrastinate a little bit less to increase your consistency in your business. So in the daily ecom planning list or daily activities, what I recommend is there are three things you're going to do. One is what you're going to be doing the night before. So you're going to spend 15 minutes planning. Next is what you're going to be doing the morning of. You're going to spend 15 minutes on that. And then the last thing is doing some advanced planning, thinking ahead, outside the box, sort of not being caught off guard. So the first one is the night before. Before you go to bed tonight, I encourage you to go through and review your schedule, your checklist that you had for today. How much progress did you make towards it? What did you get done? What did you not get done? What did you complete? What do you need to move to tomorrow or to next week? And we like to celebrate our successes because we're not 100% control of anything in life. You just never know when something crazy is just going to show up in your life. We don't invite it. Sometimes it just shows up on its own, but sometimes it doesn't. So the days in which we don't have any level of insanity or chaos show up in our lives, we celebrate those days. But sometimes you just have the complete unexpected happen. So we celebrate the progress we do get to make. In any case, I want you to invest at least 3 minutes kind of going through and assessing your day, rating it and reviewing it just to see where you stand. The next one is to go through your daily planning stats. Update your stats when it comes to your e-commerce business. Update, how many listings you created, what sales you had, number of sales, how many shipments you got out when it comes to your e-commerce business. Because again, at the end of the day, this is a business that we're running. And the goal is to increase our consistency and to regain control of the time that we're wasting. So go update your stats so that when you flip through your book at the end of the year, you can see that you have numbers on every single page and you're making progress every single day. The next is to review your online calendars, whether it be your personal online calendar, your business online calendar, or your work calendar. Going through and reviewing that the night before helps you so that tomorrow morning you don't wake up and you're not surprised by things. When stuff comes up, it's like, oh, we were supposed to have a 2:00 call. I completely forgot about that. You put it on your calendar, you set some reminders, and that way you're not caught off guard that the meeting is coming up or that it's happening. So you kind of have a visual of your day before the day starts. And that gives you an opportunity overnight as you're sleeping to kind of potentially problem solve. Maybe you discover that you have a schedule conflict that you didn't really realize when you scheduled something. Like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I got to go pick up this other thing. So I know that happens to me every once in a gray shaded moon, but definitely go through your calendar the night before. And then last, before you go to bed, draft out an outline for what you want to accomplish tomorrow. Put together a checklist or create some time blocks so that way you have focused, committed, dedicated time to the things that you want to make progress on. Don't just focus on your business, but also focus on your life. This is the summertime. There's a lot of things that people do in the summertime, like go on vacations and things like that. So if you know that you're going on vacation in 2 weeks, maybe next week or maybe this week is the time in which you need to go ahead and maybe get the tires checked, get the oil changed, get some new windshield wiper blades, like the things that you need to get your Freon checked, all of the things that are going to make that trip more successful and less stressful. And it won't feel like you're rushing to do it the day before. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that is the goal, to not rush to have to do things because you completely forgot about them. So it gives you the opportunity to do some advanced planning. Okay. So think about the stuff that's happening in your personal life. Do you have, track practice coming up? Yes, there is a such thing as summer track and my son's in it, or, swimming or whatever it is. Remember the things that are coming up tomorrow so that you can build a schedule so you can squeeze everything into the day where possible. And make sure that your time, sometimes we underestimate the amount of time something takes. And so we have to add time buffers. And that's the reason why for me, when I have those time blocks, I have an extra 30 minutes in there. It makes sure that for my 4-hour block, to make sure that if there's any carryover or something bleeds into extra time, that I can account for that. So the morning of tomorrow morning, this is what you're going to do. You're going to pull out your schedule from yesterday just to kind of re-review it and kind of reassess what didn't happen. Why do we do this? Is because there's always a lesson learned somewhere. There's always an opportunity to learn something or to gain some knowledge on what you should have done, could have done differently. So I want to encourage you to go through and reassess yesterday. There may be nothing to learn, or there may be something to learn. What was the disruption? What was the interruption? What could you have planned for? What contingency could you have put in place so you didn't have that disruption? Sometimes you can't control things. Like, if a family member has a heart attack and is in the hospital, that's nothing you can do anything about. It's just part of life. But if you completely forgot that you had dentist appointments for your kids at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you also have a meeting with your VA, again, helping you to regain control of your time so that you don't have those surprises. Okay, so we're going to reassess yesterday. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our priorities for the week. What were the priorities for this week? This is the second full week in June. And so with it being the second full week in June, there were probably some things that you wanted to get done in the second full week of June that will have a direct impact on your life and your business, maybe next week, maybe 4 weeks from now, maybe 8 weeks from now, maybe 12 weeks from now. So what were the things you needed to get done? Maybe you needed to order some inventory this week for Halloween. Maybe that was one of the things you were going to do, or maybe you needed to create certain designs or do certain keyword research this week. So if you participate in the weekly planning session or the monthly planning session, that's where we flesh all that out. So what was on your agenda for the second full week in June? The next is to glance at your monthly plan. Again, going into your monthly plan, we plan for the month. So for the month of June, what were the things you need to get done? And remember, this is right now the end of the second quarter. That's where we are. We're only 2 weeks from the end of the second quarter. So what were the things you needed to get done in the second quarter as well? And do I need to start working on making sure that I end the quarter strong? Is there something I need to do tomorrow to be mindful of that, or the rest of this week and the next week and the week after that? Then number 4 is to review the schedule, the draft schedule that you built. You built a draft schedule. So let's go through and review it. What's the main thing? If nothing else goes right today, what's the main thing that needs to get done if nothing else? Make sure you note that or mark that so that way you can make some progress. But go through and rewrite your schedule if you need to, or update it, adjust it, whatever, so that you can continue to make progress. And again, maintain and sustain the momentum you're working to build in your business. And then last but not least, you're going to take a couple of minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, to write out a draft schedule for tomorrow, the next day. Just as this is a brain dump. Don't want you to focus any time on it. Just write down some ideas, some thoughts, maybe your top 5 things that you want to get done the day after, so that way, before you go to bed, you're going to draft a schedule for the next day anyway. So that way you can have a starting point, and then all you have to do is revise and edit that starting point. If you participate in the weekly planning session, a lot of that work is already done for you during the weekly planning. But if you don't participate, then you can do it on a day-by-day basis. It requires you sometimes to rewrite stuff. That's okay. Writing is good. The last thing is to do some advanced planning for disruptions in your business. What are the things that are coming up that are going to have a direct impact on your ability to maintain momentum or to sustain momentum in your business? Going on vacation will have a direct impact on that. So, strategically, if you know you're not going to be able to list every single day, and if your goal is to list, and you're working on a goal of listing 5 things a day, every single day, 5 days a week or 6 days a week, then maybe this week and next week, if your vacation is a week after that, maybe you create 2 additional listings or 1 additional listing every single day and work an extra day for the next couple of weeks and keep it in draft mode. And then that way, when you go on vacation, you can release those draft modes, depending on which platform you're selling on. You can release those drafts onto the platform so it looks like you're still creating listings on a daily basis, because we know the platforms love consistency. So maybe that's a strategy you use. Maybe, as I said before, you go ahead and get the tires checked, get the oil changed, all that other stuff. What are the things that you need to get done that are going to impact your ability to maintain this schedule and this routine that you're working to establish? So figure those things out, plan for those disruptions and interruptions so that you can minimize the impact to your routine and to your schedule. So I hope this information is helpful. I hope you use it in your daily planning. Again, my name is and my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get organized, get focused, get consistent. If that's you, I'm here for you. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on free resources, and scheduling a free 20-minute coaching session. In addition to that, You can join eCom Sellers Academy if you need some support on your e-commerce journey. We are more than happy to help you. As I said before, you gain access to over 200 training videos. You get a live weekly training every single Tuesday. You also get a live Q&A, and you gain access to a arbitrage leads list every week and a wholesale supply list every single week. So you can go to ecomsellersacademy.com right now to join and grab the eCom planner. You can get the PDF version. I think it's down to $4.95 to help you plan for your success in Q4. Let's get some consistency, get some routines going. Go grab the My eCom planner right now so that you have the opportunity to do that. And the 2024 planner is coming out along with our platform-specific planners. So with that, I hope that this information is helpful to you. I hope you use it on your e-commerce journey. Again, my name is Nicole Whitlock. My passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get organized, get focused, get consistent. So I hope you'll tune in for another episode of the eCom Sellers Daily eCom Planning Session. And with that, we will say goodbye for now. Bye, y'all.